Welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art, and we are giving Lord of the Rings Online another go, going to see if we can get through Volume 2, Book 8 today. Let's clear some of this stuff. We'll open that for free. Open that for free. Don't have enough room. Let's clear these, because all this stuff will be distracting me if I don't. Deed bestowed. How am I doing on deeds? You know, I in the last session I was talking about how, they have like 185,000 morale when I imagine this might be a part of it. Like, I'm not min-maxing any of the mechanics of this game. So now we're getting sort of an interesting thing. Haldir has that flaming ring, which is telling me that he has a story quest, but I think it's book 9, so I don't want to jump the gun here. I think we want to figure out what we're doing with book 8. Isuriel of Lothlorien can be found on the high flet atop Karen Amroth. Haldir has told you the preparations being made for the departure of the Golden Host in Mirkwood, and desired that you speak with Isuriel, an elf being considered to lead the Maladrim. Okay. Let's figure out where this is. I think we're going to have to, at a minimum, head down. Get out into the woods here and then take a look at the map. And we'll see how far we can go. Again, like I've been trying to get, I stitched these together and I'm trying to get these done early in the morning before, my job kicks in. Because especially, I've said this before, Lord of the Rings Online can take actually a while to put together. So, but as I mentioned in one of the last sessions, like there's some construction going outside. Now there's a different construction project potentially about to start. So we'll see how far I can get and I'll just stitch around it. So we're trying to get back into the heart of the forest. I wonder, last time when I took the fast travel, you do not see the Galadrim, but they are here and they will kill you if you stray. I wonder if the lady for letting so many pass our borders. Yeah, this is supposed to be pretty locked down, and got a whole MMO's worth of people coming in and out. So I don't know. I remember like there's roads that took me to where I wanted to go. Let me bring up the... It doesn't matter what the frame rate counter is. It's just something I'm always curious about, especially now that we're on the 64-bit server. I used to be curious about it on the 32-bit servers because I was curious, like if it would nosedive when it would stutter, and it never seemed to, so I never quite understood what was going on, or maybe it was such a flash of a nosedive I didn't catch it. But yeah, again, we're here on the 64-bit servers, and I'm wondering if the settings are... I'm noticing a lot of pop-in. You can sort of see it in the... And I thought with other reviewers online, they were talking about how that was lessened. Let me just double check. Make sure my graphics... Anti-aliasing... I guess this would be full screen windowed, advanced graphics, ultra high, frill distance, ultra high, atmospheric detail. I tried to max everything out. Filtering, very high. I don't always know what some of these things are. Like, I assume you want high anisotropic filter quality. Maybe there's some weird thing where it's actually not the case. I'll put that on. Shadows, very high. Ultra high. Landscape shadows are high. Particle effects, post-processing. I go low on bloom. I'm not a big fan of like things like angelically glowing at me. I've got that all maxed out. Sync to refresh rate. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. So I guess that one shadow thing was turned down. I didn't realize. Oh, it's interesting. You can see there is a bit of a dip in frame rate. It dropped about 10 frames. Now, for me personally, anything over 60, I'm usually good with. I'm not a total FPS aficionado, but that's interesting. Okay. What's also interesting is I played, Wasteland 3, which I would imagine is probably more graphically taxing in some ways, or I was mentioning my brother and I forget which, I think it was the last time I played Lotra. My brother and I finished Wasteland 3, so the next game we picked up is not quite a CRPG. It's Galadrim. It's, I think I was mentioning Sniper Elite. That's a really fun series for us to play in co-op, and so we started playing that. I imagine that's probably a more graphically intense game. I get much higher frame rates on that. It's just, it doesn't matter. It's just, again, because I'm just kind of curious. So this is the person we want to talk to. I'm hoping there's somebody that I could sell items to, but I don't believe that's just faction items. Okay.
Tell me what happened following Marzok's capture. How did you escape the throne room?
It's a pleasure to meet you at last, Black Lodge, and I hope that you will assist the Golden Host when the time comes to push forward into Mirkwood. Lord Celeborn has asked me to be involved in planning for the offensive, so in order to fully understand the mind of the captive Mazog, I listened to Pernathiel's account of his capture. With interest, I learned of your infiltration through the secret way into the throne room of Mazog, but Corunathiel ceased her tale at this point, where the orc leader was captured. Whatever. I pressed her for more information, but she said the memory was grim and she did not desire to relive it so soon. Tell me what happened following the capture of Mazog, Black Lodge. How were you able to escape from the very heart of Mazog's throne room and the king of the orcs still in tow? I'm going to bump this up just a little bit.
I'm ready to hear the rest of the story.
All right. I want to know how you were able to escape from Rijdurnal, the very seat of Mazog's power, with the orc king still a captive. It could not have been easy. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to remember. I guess the last mission just sort of ended, right? So I guess now we'll get to sort of
Listen to the tale of your adventure along the secret road into Rijdurnal, where the orc king Marzog was seized by the dwarves. But there was more to the story, and now she waits for you to tell it.
What I kind of like about this is, I've made it no secret, like I'm not looking to spend more time in Moria than I have to. And this sort of storytelling technique, it gives us, it gets you back into Moria as needed, but it doesn't make you actually deal with Moria. It's like, let's just drop you where you need to be, hit the story beat, pop you back out. Yeah, I'm down for that. Talk to Browen. It's too soon to celebrate over much, Black Lodge, I know. But to have come even this far is something extraordinary. And yet, I wonder, Mazog is of great value to the forces of the enemy. Can it be that they will consider a trade? If we were to bring Mazog before the gates of Dol Guldur, would Gorathul accept Mazog's life in trade for that of my cousin Bori? I've sworn a vow that my axe shall end Mazog's life, but if greater good could be accomplished by his survival, well, it becomes a more difficult question. We cannot abandon Bori now. If we can trade Mazog for my cousin's freedom, we must do so. I mean, no disrespect, Browen, but this cannot be. We cannot show Mazog even the slightest mercy. How many of our dwarves has he slain? How many of our people have died because of him? That is enough, Ovar. How many elves and dwarves alike will suffer if Mazog is permitted to live, I wonder? What do you think, Black Lodge? See, give Browen your opinion of his decision concerning Mazog's fate. Do we do this with an emote? How do we do this? Oh, here we go. Okay. Interesting. I've been through this book before, I think. I do not recall. It's interesting that they finally give you a choice. I wonder if it matters. I agree we must spare Mazog's life. Mazog is too dangerous to remain. Okay, so... I was not expecting a choice. So I think in my mind, I lean towards the sparing his life. Because if there's some tactical or strategic good that can still come from it, why waste that opportunity? You know, get Bori back. Maybe that helps us in ways we don't appreciate, and we figure it out. I'm going to agree. Okay, I knew I could count on you, my friend. You were with Bori when he was captured, after all. It must weigh on you as greatly as it does... Oh, are you blaming me, sir? I never brought Ziggelberg forth from the darkness where it lay. Oh, if only I'd never brought Ziggelberg forth from the darkness where it lay. Ah, but it's too late for regrets. I think that's pronounced regerts. Instead, let us plan for the future. Though I find it distasteful, we have no choice unless it be to leave Bori to die in torment within the dungeons of Dol Guldur. And that is no choice at all. Mazog will live, we will bring him to Dol Guldur and trade his freedom for that of my cousin. We need him. Thank you, Black Lodge. It pains me. Truly it does, but we need him. I hope you two know what you're doing. I think all these streams point that I do not. It's my decision to make, and I've made it. Come here, Black Lodge. Take these shackles and use them to bind Mazog's wrists. They are made of iron and should be strong enough to keep him secure as we fight our way from this place. Bind me at your peril, man. Let's do it. You think these bracelets can bind Mazog in his own domain? You are a fool. You think I cannot sunder these with even the smallest effort. But I'll wait until you're most vulnerable, and then you will feel my hands around your neck. Okay, Black Lodge, come here. Now we need to make our way from Rujdurinal, but I fear we have taken too long already. This place will soon be swarming with orcs. If we hope to escape from here with our lives and that of our captive, we need someone to manage the flow of battle. I suggest you accept that role. You will need to tell us what our support role should be as the battle ebbs and flows. Should we focus on proving your morale, your power, the strength of your attacks, or the fortitude of your defense? Shout your command by this banner. How does this work? Okay. Morale. That'll keep me healing for a little bit. Cannot hold me, my servants are numberless. Now, I never have issues with power. I wonder, is that like a guardian thing? Like who, champions maybe? Who runs out of power? Kill them, you miserable maggots. Now is our chance, let's move. Can none of you kill these fools? Keep going with morale. The reality is, Browen's got like 3,500 morale, so it's not like he's invincible. Yeah, so we're not dealing with like, you know, when Legolas says, protect me, and he's got like 580 million hit points. Die with shame, I would kill you myself for your futility. Aha, you cannot hope to defeat trolls. Spoiler alert, we defeat the trolls. Oops, I got stun locked. Alright, let's start this bleed. Start with a 5 just because we're in decent shape at the moment. Go down to a 3 just to stack damage as fast as possible. And then I'll go with a 4. Okay, let's continue. Where's my other troll? Useless maggots, you only brought 1? I know this is one Santa that goes out the front door, but I'm not sure why we didn't go out the same back door. Stick with morale. Kill them, you miserable maggots, okay. None of you kill these fools. Is that like similar to like an Oliver Cromwell? Something like, you know, who will rid me of this? Or is that Shakespeare? Now my gambit's all over the place. Let's fire that off and get back to basics. Can you do nothing? Worthless worm, can you do nothing right? More from the rear. Oh. Mistimed the spear as that last gambit, so it didn't actually fire off. And stop dying, you worms. It's like in Parks and Recreation when everybody gets food poisoning and Rob Lowe's character just stares hard in the mirror and says, "Stop pooping." I don't know if it really works. Mazog seems hot to trot when it's time to advance to the next checkpoint. I don't know if it's because he's hoping his minions will kill us. He seems really eager. You know, they're releasing new, not that you need it for this game at all, but new graphics cards are getting released now at the time of this recording. It's the GeForce 50 series and the new AMD Radeon 9070s and 9070s X. I had a 7090, an AMD, and I wanted to like that so much. I don't know if I'm just rooting for the underdog, if I'm just tired of like NVIDIA crypto farming AI focused bullshit. I don't know what it is. And not that AMD wouldn't jump on those bandwagons. We're almost there. Once we reach Zurthurkin, we'll be safe. I don't believe this. Worthless curs. They would all jump on the... I'm sure AMD would jump on that money train if they were able to. But in my mind, because they aren't quite to the same degree, that makes them a little less evil or whatever in my mind. And I'm not in the market for a card. My card's perfectly fine. And the real thing with my position is that NVIDIA is still way better for content creation. As my understanding, I was watching some Epos Fox videos and stuff. I think he did a video on... he was kind to, leave a comment on the last video when I mentioned it. But I think he did a GeForce 5070 Ti review or something, or maybe just a regular one. And, it was actually very impressive. His numbers that he had show that even the 5070 for like content creation, I believe, if I'm remembering the video right, was solid. Like quite good. Rule here? You think I want to rule here? I have no desire to rule this miserable kingdom. You have no idea what is happening, do you? Gorothul's master is generous to his friends. He looks out for them. He tells them things. Mine will be the greatest of his armies. What reward do you desire? Gorothul asked of me. Only the kingdom that should be mine, I told him. That place will not do, he said. My master has commanded me to draw forth the great terrors of the abyss. That kingdom will never be free of them. Only fools would disbelieve his words. Defeat Mazog and ensure that Broeen survives. Ooh. You think you've defeated them? You sent them back to the deep shadow, but they still eye the world above. They hungered to return. Gorothul made certain they would remember the way. We doing this? Here we go. Get some bleed stacked. Start with a 5 while I've got the most morale. Get a 4 going while I still have a decent amount of morale. See if I can get that 3 going before I start focusing on healing. There we go. You have forced Mazog to submit. You cannot escape, Mazog. That was close, Black Lodge, but we've managed to bring Mazog once more under control. I should have known he would have some fight left. One thing is certain, friend man. We will need to make some stronger shackles to hold our prisoner in the future. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was surrounded by deep veins of mithril, but we go with the aluminum foil equivalent of... Okay. So yeah, as long as the G-forces are better at, like, encoding and decoding H.265, AV1, all that stuff. Because then that also translates... Although, yeah, let me get out of here. That also translates into, like, editing programs, like using that for, you know, when I export videos. But DaVinci Resolve in their latest release just added native ProRes QuickTime. Exporting, importing, blah, blah, blah. So that's actually quite interesting. I would still upload these as AV1. Well, no, I mean, I would have to, because I was going to say these videos are so long. If it's 3 hours long, I can't upload to YouTube a ProRes QuickTime video that long. It would be like gigabytes of data, and there's a terabytes maybe at that point, and there's a hard limit of video size at the moment, at least. Okay, let's talk to a Suriel.
Your tale teaches a valuable lesson. We must not underestimate Marzog.
But maybe there's it's I guess it would depend on the... I just don't want to drop frames, but because right now I'm getting a CPU load on OBS of 1.7%. So I wonder what that would go to if I was doing this with ProRes. File size would be astronomical, but if I was doing like a ProRes, that's going to be all CPU. It's not going to be GPU accelerated the way this AV1 recording is. I don't even know if it matters that much. I was doing a little bit of a test for the tabletop part, and I felt like I could tell the difference between H.265 and ProRes QuickTime. Not always with the detail, but sometimes the colors felt better. I don't know if it's color bit depth or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to throw a lot of terms around and hope one sticks. The tale of your escape from Rushdurinul with Mazog still a captive was more harrowing than I expected, and I thank you for recounting it to me. If we are to work with the dwarves to bring Mazog to Dol Guldur, as Broeen intends, we must learn from the lesson of your tale. The Orc King is not to be underestimated. I trust that Broeen's people are crafting new shackles for Mazog to begin with the most obvious lesson of your escape. There is more, friend man. The words of Mazog make me wonder. Look first to your own doorstep before taking the fight to that of your enemy. It is said by the wise. Much of Mazog's ramblings in the depth of Rushdurinul could have been empty bluster, the boasting and threats of a caged animal, but one thing he said troubles me more than any other. The revelation that the reward he seeks is the rule of another kingdom. Long have the orcs and the dwarves battled in the caverns beneath the Misty Mountains, and the lineage of Mazog has been at the forefront of that conflict. If Mazog, son of Azog, and brother of Bolg, has decided to abandon rule of Moria, it can only be because he feels Moria will no longer be fit to rule. What great evil must his ally Gorothul have set into motion in the depths that could so devastate that vast kingdom, and make it unfit even for the rule of orcs? Return to Gwathrendath and the Foundations of Stone and speak with Lenglamel and Forglin there. They've spent a great deal of time in the depths and may know something about what we might be facing. All right. What Gorothul left behind. So I guess we're going back. I liked... yeah, Foundations of Stone. Thought there was a, stable. Again, just for no reason. I mean, well, no, I can't just coin into... Where's this? Okay. I would love a merchant so I could clear off some of my stuff here, but all right. Where is Mekhem Bizru? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that's where we want to go. Once you start doing stuff with so yeah, obviously NVIDIA at the moment, I think they're encoding for AV1, H.265, H.264. I think still kind of takes the cake. But if you start working in ProRes, which is definitely a better file format to use, at least on the PC. Like when I edit professionally, I'll often get footage in H.264. And it can be a choppy mess at some points, even with NVIDIA cards. Or even when I had an Intel processor with the Quick Sync or whatever it's called. So the last project I did on PC, I transcoded everything. And I think I would do this on... Well, my work computer is a M3 MacBook Pro, and I know that the M chips have accelerators for H.264, so maybe it's not as bad. And maybe that's why I was getting better performance on my work laptop. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm gonna just, again, like, that's a level 60. That's heavy armor though. I know there's some things I picked up that I can't use quite yet, but okay, infused adamants. I don't know if that's something I need to be a jeweler for, but Blade of Unity is not better than what I'm already working with. So I'll sell it. Again, I have no idea what some of these items do with, like, item experience. I guess I should do some research, but it's a lot of work. And I'm just trying to filthy casual my way through this. All right, this is medium armor that I need to be level 64. It's a nice bump up, so I'm going to hold on to it for now, but maybe by the time I get to 60, it won't pass muster, but we'll find out. Let's get rid of that. We can lose this. It's another level 60. It's not that much of a bump, but I'll hold on. It's actually kind of worse in some ways, like the vitality is lower, but... Again, would I ever use this over getting the 25% experience gain? Because I need that in some ways to keep up with the fact that I'm not doing any side quests. So let me sell that. Massive pile of silver scraps. That's a nice bump too. Again, I'll hold on to those in case. So now I can open this up, take care of this. I don't know what that actually did. Okay. I wonder, have we gained any levels? Is there any reason to do this? No. So we're looking to get back into Moria. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. All right, so let's figure out where we're going and what's the best way to get there. Going to the Foundations of Stone. We're here, so Shadowed Refuge. There might be Shadowed Refuge, Second Hall. Let's see if there's any way. Second Hall we can get to. Shadowed Refuge we can get to. So let's just go straight there. All right. Now we're looking to speak with Lenglamel and Forglin. Oh, this is where the Endless Stair. Yeah. Okay. See if we can actually get there though, because this it eludes me a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the actual way down. Like I could just break legs to get down, but I want to learn. I have a feeling I'm going to be here for a little bit, so I want to learn how to navigate. Wathrendath, here we are.
I share the concerns of Isuriel. There is more to Gorathul's interest than we have uncovered.
It's good to see you again, for I share the concerns of Isuriel. There is more to Gorathul's interest in Moria than we have so far uncovered. Great terrors dwell in the deep places, this we know. For you have faced several of them, nameless beasts that fear the light of the sun, but also the servants of the Great Spirit that reigned in Moria and entered the Dwarf Kingdom. The Balrog of Moria is now defeated, at the cost of Mithrandir's life and the vast extent of his power. For the servants of the Shadow and the Flame were defeated not by the power of Mithrandir, but by your courage. Okay. And that of your allies. Take no offense at this. But your abilities do not begin to approach that of the wizard. I fear that your defeat to the servants of Joran Spain may not have the permanence afforded that of their master's defeat. Okay, let's talk to, the other one?
Your words confirm what I have been hearing.
Your words confirm what I've been hearing from Lenglamel and Magor. Gorathul set something in motion before he left Dol Guldur with the captive dwarves and mithril axe of the Iron Garrison. Did he work some evil to allow the servants of Shadow and Flame to recover their strength and return to places once thought free of danger? Talk to Broeen on the peaceful path. Okay. So yeah, so like, I think I lose track of my thoughts, but once you start dealing with ProRes files for editing, then you're not relying on the GPU for as much assistance, I would guess. There's no encoding decoding going on, at least. Maybe DaVinci's using the GPU for effects and things like that, but the CPU would be doing more of the video files. And so then like GPU's RAM becomes a lot more interesting, and that's why I liked the Radeon 7900, because it had like 24 gig of like video RAM, which is card I used to have. Might still had 8. It was like a 3080 and it had 8. So I was really excited about that, and but then I had some issues with drivers, which is I was playing Elden Ring a lot at the time, so my work stuff was fine. Although it would have been slower to encode AV1 and stuff, I imagine. But Elden Ring had some visual artifacts, and so eventually I was like, you know what, I'm going to cave. I'll spend a little bit extra. At the time, 4080s were tougher to come by than the 7900s, so there's a little bit of a markup over the already stupid markups. And I mean, honestly, and this is the problem. And then ever since, my experience with the 4080 has been almost completely smooth, fat, just it's done everything well. Work and play. Where am I going? Okay, so the nearest one is Tharak Bazan. Jazar Gun. So I need to find, where's the stable master? Going the wrong way. So yeah, and that's the problem, because I mean, now I have no reason to get the 9070, especially compared to the 4080 GeForce. The advantages from what I've heard is that, even the new 50 series cards, they're actual 2-slot cards instead of 3. If you've never seen like a 4080 or a 40, it's kind of like, it's intensely stupid how big they are.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm.
Okay, first hall, second hall, Orc Watch. Let's start making our way. Orc Watch gets us there. Second hall gets us there. First hall seems like it's the wrong. I think we can get to the Eastern Crossroads. So let's get to, we can get to the 21st Hall. That's sort of like the main hub. Okay. Yeah, so it makes it tough, again, not that I'm going to need a card for many years, hopefully, but it makes it tough to be like, well, I could, give Team Red another try, even though last time I had to return the card for a refund and then get a new GeForce, or I could stick with what works, even though I'm tired of the AI and the crypto mining and the horse shit. I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the place I'm trying to get to. Arak Bazan. So the next potential way is Jazar Gund. That one I did see on the list.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
I don't see Tharak. So let's go to Jazar Gund. Now we're looking to go to the Tharak Bazan.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Browine's on the peaceful path, so I gotta, yeah. Oh, here we go. So I feel like I'm not actually meant to take this passage. Can I go? But my interest in, AMD cards is twofold. One, again, I don't know if it makes me sound like a Luddite the way I talk about AI and crypto, but I'm just not always big fans of what that stuff is and what it's becoming or could, whatever, But it's also the idea of, there is that underdog. Like, I want AMD and I want Intel's cards too. Intel's got some good stuff. Their cards, not maybe the gaming performance, but price, content creation and coding can be pretty good. Like, I want them all to be good. Because I guess I'm enough of a capitalist to want competition.
I had hoped to see you again on the shores of Anduin, but it was not yet to be.
Like, the latest generations of Intel CPUs have been a bit of a shit show, so AMD got a strong foothold in that sense, especially, and now, like, my new system, I'm running an AMD chip after running an Intel chip for a while. I had a 12th gen Intel, and honestly, it worked great. But I wanted to get more cores, and I think I said this somewhere, like, I'm turning 50 this year, so I figured, I'll treat myself. That I won't do anything flashy, but like, I'm not gonna skydive while getting a tattoo, or I'm not gonna do anything crazy like that. But it's like, let me do this, and I figured, let me get something I feel it will last 5 years. I feel like 5-year upgrade cycles, assuming I can afford it in the future. I mean, who knows what's happening with my job, and who knows what the future holds. But that felt like, that's reasonable, and I feel like that I should be able to make this work for a lot of the stuff that I, Black Lodge recording definitely should be fine. Given the pace that I'm playing this runs fine, if I'm still doing this. And, some of the older CRPGs, the newer games we'll have to see, but, maybe I just can't be such a prima donna about the latest and greatest and the most new games. Or I spend $500 on a PlayStation 6 or whatever. I have a PlayStation 5 sitting here just collecting dust, but it did let me play Demon Souls. It's basically a $600 Demon Souls game. That's the whole reason. I played other stuff on it too, but that was the main. Let me see. I'd hope to see you again on the shores of Anduin, Black Lodge, well on our way to exchanging the Orc King for my cousin, Bori's freedom. But it was not yet to be. The elves of Gwanrendath are right. Gorathul seems to have set some plan in motion here in Khazad-dûm. After you returned to Lothlorien to speak with Celeborn, Orvar went back to the depths of Buzungar. He said he had a feeling, some idea that things were not quite right. The wilting rot was already beginning to retreat, but he felt still some vile presence. And below the ledge where you handily defeated Grawalun the Kairog, Orvar discovered a dreadful ward covered in unspeakable runes. He sensed its calling into the depths, and smote it with his axe until it was destroyed. I believe Gorathul left this relic in Buzungar in order to draw Grawalun the Kairog to it. Grawalun did not find that place accidentally, friend Warden. He was drawn there. So I think that's something when we were down in that area, I was like, I wonder if we're ever going to go down to that lowest level in the water, or is it just like a kill box like in a Souls game? So maybe that's where we're headed now. Completed 2. Yeah, but what are we doing? Okay. Okay, so there's two ways to approach this. We can do this as a group or solo. I have to do it solo.
They have left other relics of evil throughout Moria.
Again, this game throws in my face the sadness of my existence quite frequently. Oh, I heard you don't have any friends. Here you go. Okay. Now that Orvar has destroyed the hidden relic left in Buzungar, that cave should be free of danger. We need not fear that Grawulun or others of his kind will return to that place. But Gorathul may have left other relics of evil throughout Moria. Indeed, I think it likely. And recent reports from our scouts indicate one such location, the mirror halls of Lumulnar. Merivale there have corrupted the mirrors of Lumulnar that once fed light from the outside into the deep reaches of Khazad-dûm. The light no longer shines. You know what? Actually, I remember this quest a little bit, so I guess somewhere deep in my subconscious I knew, yeah, no, there's still much more to do in Moria. A number of explorers ventured to Lumulnar to investigate. Few returned. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, goddamn, I chose the solo one, and you're still saying bring her one or two allies? Ugh. Spitting in my face. Okay. Here we go. I shall have a scout lead you to the mirror halls. Nice.
To bring life back to the gardens of Moria, the Iron Hill garrison has crafted great mirrors and placed them upon the pinnacle of Xerox-Egil. The light has failed, however, and the dwarves seek to learn why their mirrors do not reflect it as they once did.
All right. Let's start hopping down. Little classic Tomb Raider mirror puzzle. This is a cool idea. Like, again, like, I don't know the lore of Middle-earth backwards and forwards, so I wonder, like, is this a place described in a footnote or the appendices that, you know, were abused and stretched to make The Hobbit a 12-hour movie? It's a cool idea. I'm just going to break every leg on my way down. Destroy the gift of Gorathul. Okay. Do I need these levers? Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That didn't work. Okay. Let's try it again. They're going to get one more time, and then it's going to bounce it around the horn. This one seems maybe to have like a healing effect on it, so I'm gonna... Oh no, there's something else. I was gonna say that I could put... I might die. Just watching like my health bleed away because I wasn't paying attention there for a second. So I have these, I have like first aid, steadfast. I have things that would have hopefully taken that effect off. Speaking of Dark Souls, some of that Dark Souls camera work going on there.
Beware, trespassers. You shall not bring life to us.
Too late. I already did. I'm guessing maybe I have to point that one down? Or maybe just follow the... but the light's not... I'm not going up, I'm going down. I was never into the Tomb Raider games when they first came out. The first one I remember really playing was the Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition. I think that was on the 360. I don't know. Maybe that was on the original Xbox. I thought it was the 360. But, and I really enjoyed it. I think because it sort of made the controls a little more modernized from what the old, like, PS2 tank controls were. If I have that right. But... then I played, when they rebooted it, made it a little more of like an action-adventure game with like... in a good way, like, you know, like you had like skill trees and you had all sorts of cool stuff. I don't know where it goes. There. Anyway, the point is, like, you know, because it became, you know, almost like Deus Ex, kind of. I don't know if that makes any sense. It didn't really, because obviously one's a cyberpunk, blah, blah, blah. But, so now I've got it over there, but what does that get me? Like, I'm trying to figure out, did I just make a giant circle? That's what I can't tell. I can't get to that mirror in the middle. So I've got it going from that mirror on the left to that mirror on the right. Then it goes from there to that mirror. And then from there, it cuts it across the passage to that mirror there. Now, can that mirror... I don't see like a lever involved. I don't know if there's a way to get up there. So then once it goes from there, is it just bouncing back? I don't know. Let's go down. And I spoke too soon. I guess there's a way to get over to this other mirror. There's no lever there, right? I'm not crazy. I didn't... Yeah, I think we're good there. Anyway, I mean, it's not... At the time of this recording, the Epic Store had all 3 of those new Tomb Raider reboots for like $3 each. And each one is quite good. I definitely beat the first one. I spent a lot of time with the second one, and I touched the third one and then felt dumb because I was like, I should go beat the second one and come back, and just never did. Okay. So we can manipulate this one, so let's see what this does. So let's take a step back. We're gonna have it... We're going to have to try and aim this down passage a little bit. So we want it... No. Is that doing it? I feel like I've pressing the wrong button. I feel like I've lost the thread here a little bit. So let's see. Or maybe that's just a more efficient, you know, it just shoots it straight down instead of bouncing it around this room. So I wonder if I actually needed to do most of that, or can I just, could I have skipped a lot of that and just rotated them central mirror? Let's just see if that actually is working. I mean, that looks right. All right, it's going to break our legs, but let's do it. Moria Task Mistress sounds like, kind of BDSM Lotro enemy I need more of in my life. There we go, we just dinged 58. All right, let's start bouncing this one around the horn. I guess the thing with this is it's not really a light puzzle. I mean, There we go. It's not like a typical puzzle. Like there's no like, oh, logic deduces us to do this. It's just like keep turning until the light keeps going. Like you can sort of brute forcing your way through this puzzle is exactly the same as solving this puzzle. Like there is no, you know, there's no difference really. Okay, where do we want this to go? Well, let's take care of her.
Beware, trespasser. You shall not bring life to our home.
There's that way. I wonder what's this way. Is this the way we could have come without breaking our legs, or is it just a little alcove in the cave? I don't know. Oh, there we go. The gift of Gorthul down there. Looks a little Palantir-y, so we'll have to see. Now, if I look at the map, nope. Okay. Okay, this must be the relic. Destroy it. A wave of dread passes through you as the relic is destroyed and is gone. So it seems like the light is hitting this and burning through. Defeat Urgoth. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where are we looking to point this. Are we looking to... There's nothing over there. There's another mirror over here. Are we trying to point all of these toward the center? I know, you know, because I follow Lord of the Rings Online stuff, I know Aubrey the Weird One has been... They just remastered the first the original 3 Tomb Raiders, I think, and I think she's been streaming some of that. And I know they updated the controls, so it's a more modern control scheme. So I guess I'm targeted on the task mistress, but it's not giving me the little ring under her that I normally get, so I was a little befuddled there for a minute. Well, that's kind of a cool touch. So now I think, I don't think I can pass that beam down here, but I thought there was another beam. There we go. Was it better to send it this way? Let's try that. Let's send it this way. So I've managed to bounce a lot of the light across this thing, but that's not going to shoot it down. So I'm not quite sure what the point is, or if any of this actually matters. I don't know if this is going to be one of those classic Neverwinter Nights thing where it's like, you have 4 of this, now go do 4 of these, and do 4 of these again. Yeah, the original Neverwinter Nights, a really impressive game in so many ways, but the structure of the main quest for a while was a bit of a uninspired narrative. But I know it was also mostly meant to be a showcase for the tool set, which was simply stunning. Still is, honestly, in a lot of ways. Yeah, a friend of mine, I can't remember how much my brother was involved. You know, I mentioned playing RPGs with my brother in co-op. You know, I think I've said this before. There were 3 of us, you know, that played through these games. We usually got online. We tried like once a week. We played through co-op games. A lot of them were RPGs. We played through Neverwinter Nights together. And my brother and my friend were both like, they can code. I can't code to save my life. I don't know the first thing about it. But that was what was so cool about the Neverwinter Nights tool set, is that you didn't need to be able to code to do cool stuff. Okay, so this shoots it around there. And so we started trying to build like an adventure, something. And I remember my friend, he coded a rod that you were able to put all of these choices onto to expand some of the gameplay options in the game. And then he created like a dynamic weather system, I think. I think my memory is sort of correct on this. And he had like dynamic caravans. Oops, I didn't kill the guy yet. So like it would bring trade goods between like a little tiny town and there was like a small city as the hub. Yeah, there's just a lot of cool stuff that he pulled off. And then I started trying to build the story, and what killed it was like, again, like I can't script or code. And you still need to be able to do that stuff in order to It's the one coming across. Okay, so this one's coming across now, but what does that get me? Can I bounce it? I genuinely don't know what this gets me. Am I just overthinking this? Should I just jump down the middle and go for it? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, the opening is... The center is opened. I should be able to jump down there. I think.
Orders were to defend this mirror with our lives.
I'm just spanning boot because the other one's...
We have failed the eye.
Okay, completed. I guess I was just, didn't need to do any of that. All right, talk to Broeen.
It is good you destroyed the relic within Numal Nar.
Okay, what are we looking at here? Level 60, 87 armor, that's better. Even the light one's better, but let's take the Helm of Accord. Let's get that thing equipped. Okay, we're going to take the Relic in Nala Doom solo.
Bossy thinks another relic may lie within Nala Doom. The water wheels of Nala Doom are treacherous.
Okay, my Uncle Bosi thinks he knows where the other Gorothul's relics may be found among the water wheels. Go speak to him in the Chamber of the Crossroads. Okay. Now why is... Oh, if I wanted to replay it. I wonder why I'd want to replay it. Okay, so I think what I need to do is I need to get out of here so I can get to stable. I guess I could just coin it. Okay. How incredible that Nara Kalab should exist at all. Okay. Greetings again to you. I did not have the opportunity to properly thank you for helping to broker this alliance. So I thank you. In Mazog, we have a prisoner worthy of exchanging between the dwarves and elves. In Mazog, we have a prisoner worthy of exchanging for those Gorathul brought to Dol Guldur, my son chief among them. Oh, Bori. Be strong and courageous during your torment. Scouts report seeing a relic of unquestionable evil among the water wheels of Naladum, but we were unable to route the flow of the canals in such a way as to reach it. You must determine this proper workings of the system. It's basically the light puzzle again, but now with water. Okay, they're gonna have a scout lead us to the entrance. I am ready to journey forth.
Deep in the abysses of Moria, the dwarves had once crafted a great waterway to bring water in from the mountains. Something now blocks the great wheels from turning, causing the Iron Hill garrison concern.
So I assume before the light burned away the barriers, here the water's gonna open the barriers? Let's see if we can get an eye on what that, did it open a new, that's, okay, so it opened a new water source that spun that wheel, spins other wheels. The water wheels of Naladum. Okay, we got the next barrier to contend with, so let's figure out how to get these wheels spinning. It looks like we're going to need one to get a bridge across as well. Okay, there's the bridge. But again, for, all this, some level design, some stuff going on here. It's not just run here and kill everything. I deeply appreciate that. I don't feel good about this scared flood blizzards, just putting them down, because, like, again, as I've joked in very early sessions of this, it's just like, we're like an extinction level event in Middle-earth, where we're constantly being asked to kill 20 bears and 10 wolves, and... I was nervous that wasn't going to work yet, but... Trying to figure out what this lever does. Nope. Can't. Okay. Wait, is this bridge? I assume I was supposed to flip that lever. I don't know. Not all the water wheels are spinning, though. What does this lever do? So it's diverting water away from this one to this one. So maybe I need to... There's the bridge I came across. Was there another door? Huh. Okay, so we got this bridge going. I assume this did the... Yeah, that does the bridge. Okay. So the levers control the bridge. The other bridge had 2 segments to it. And I was able to extend the first one, but how would I extend the second one? Seems like that's just a way to get back. It didn't seem like it was a... That one's not open. So maybe what I need to do is there was a lever, changed water wheel. So let me flip this one and maybe it'll open that door right there. And then I can keep going. I think for a hot minute I might have been confused that I came through here to get into the place, but no. That is not the case. Lizard Slayer, nice, alright. Here we go. That's not bad. Managed to knock off like 500 hits before it got to me. Okay, so here's the other side of that bridge. Oh, I see. So now what I can do is I can change... Okay, I can change the flow, because now it'll open that door, I imagine. Without needing it to open up the one... to get to that section. Okay. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Do I have it right? Does that lever just do the bridge, or did that also... No, that one's closed. Now that one's open. The bridge should be neck. Nope. Okay, so then the question is there another lever further up the process that I need to flip? Now, is there a way to see that bridge when I flip this lever up here? Not really. What I wish I could see, though, is... Yeah, so that... can I jump from here? Probably not. Nope. Okay. Shit, do I have to redo? Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe there's a different lever further back that would change the water wheels while leaving the bridge intact. And that's what I need to do. See, I think that lever does that bridge. So I can't do that. Have I been there? Okay, so that's going to be the one that opens there. I apologize for the backtracking. But there was... Ooh. I didn't realize that was timed. One thing I wanted to check is I thought that there's the door back here, but there's a lever there that's blocked. Oh, but that's the way I came from, maybe? No, I came from there. So maybe this whole puzzle is how do I get this door open to proceed further down? So if that's on a timer, does that mean the bridge is on a timer? Or maybe I just need to go a different direction. The other hallway I didn't try. Maybe that's the answer. Right, I didn't try. There's two ways I could have gone. I came from one, but I don't recall. This feels like the way I came, though. Yeah, this feels like the start. Wonder if that's like a shortcut in case you do something dumb like I did and die, so you don't have to redo the whole first portion. So let's just double check here real quick, because there's two ways I could have gone. And I can go down, so that's one way to go. There's the bridge here. Passageway is blocked, but what's this way? I've clearly been this way, I just don't know. Is this where I fell into the water and swam? Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's go the other way and go down. Really thought there'd be more construction, but I guess getting a lucky break. Okay, another bridge to extend. Gate is blocked. Let's go this way. What are we looking at? Ooh, a lesser K-Rog. Ooh. And maybe we're not meant to go through every single door. Maybe that's not that kind of puzzle. Apparently not. Maybe just get as deep as you can, as fast as you can. Breaking legs. Fear and Relics of Gorathul. Oh. A wave of dread passes through you as the relic is destroyed, then is gone. I was gonna say, did it kill that thing? You come into my new home, I smash you into pebbles. Ooh, here we go. I want to get underneath those. Can I get him underneath that? Didn't seem to do anything. I need to be focusing on healing. Get stun locked. There we go. All right. Oh, it's interesting. I got it. Okay, it's taking you too long. Idiot, you're going to time out in 10 minutes. That's pretty funny. Talk to Bosi. Here we are. Well done. The destruction of that relic should keep further evils from being drawn to the water wheel. Let's see how we're doing here. 146. That's pretty good. So we want the Gauntlet of the Accord.
I commanded the smiths at the Heart of Fire to craft new shackles for Mazog.
Broeen told me about your capture of Mazog, and it was clear to me that if Mazog is to be brought to Dol Guldur in exchange for my son's freedom, we will need more powerful shackles to hold him. You were able to subdue the Orc King when he broke free once. We cannot risk that necessity again. Therefore, I commanded the smiths at the Heart of Fire to craft new shackles for Mazog. Okay, there we go, Mithril. We have little as it is, but they should have been able to make very strong bands indeed by mixing small quantities in it with other metals. Speak to Stothkel in the Heart of Fire. Let's see if they're ready. Okay. Let's just bounce. Again, like I was saying, like I like the idea of like, oh, it'll just drop you where you need to be for the story. Because I'm not looking to navigate Moria a lot, so
These bands will secure Mazog for the journey into Mirkwood.
above ground I'm half motivated just to do the rides because it's so pretty and I like the the headcanon, the immersion I'm giving myself, blah blah blah. Underground here it's a little less so now that I've spent some time here. We combined a small quantity of mithril with other metals to make these shackles. In fact, some of the weapons and armor you previously collected from my smiths were melted down and used in their making. These bands will secure Mazog for the journey into Mirkwood. He will not break free of these, or what I would be ashamed to call myself, Stothkel of the Iron Garrison. Bring these to Broin for his approval. He is resting in the peaceful path, preparing for the journey. Here we go. So we're a couple weeks past the transfer window now. Again, completely smooth for me. No waiting queues to get into the game. All my characters are over. The server's running great. So hopefully everybody's had their issues smoothed out. Hopefully kins are starting to get their leaders in. Get that stuff going. Hopefully it's going well for everybody.
We have run into a disagreement with the elves of Lothlorien.
Okay. The shackles. Yes, these look very sturdy. Mazog will not be able to break from these as he did in Rush-Durinol. But we've run into a disagreement with the elves concerning the plan to bring Mazog to Dol Guldur in exchange for my cousin's freedom. Celeborn has refused to allow us to bring the orc into the Golden Wood, though it is clearly the most direct route. He wants us instead to skirt the woods, a journey that would take much longer. Linglamel in Gwathrendath awaits my response. Give it to her. We will take the long way, though it displeases me, blah, blah, blah. Tell her, too, that I trust the elves will shoulder some of the burden of this inconvenience. The delay this will cause is intolerable. Okay. So now I think, yeah, you can replay those, I guess, if you wanted to. I don't know what you get for it. Again, we're going to bounce. So I'm just looking to get around Moria as fast as possible.
I am sorry. Broin's concerns are real, but a serious matter has arisen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Broin's concerns are real and understood, but bringing Mazog into Lothlorien is simply unacceptable. Honestly, I can get that. You don't want to give them a peek behind the curtain if you don't have to. Even shackled, Mazog cannot be allowed within the Golden Wood. We spoke earlier about the marks Gorathul left at certain locations in Moria, and you have done well to eliminate some of them. Magor reported to me while you were gone that one at least remains.
Magor has been venturing into the depths ever since you rescued him.
Venturing into the depths ever since we rescued him, saying only that he considers it his personal duty to prevent the nameless dangers in Azanarukar from ever leaving there. On his most recent journey into the fires of those caverns, he beheld a number of regmil carrying what appeared to be an idol of some significance, evil significance. He followed them for a time, but at one point they seemed to become aware of his presence, and he found it necessary to retreat. Gather your strength and speak to me, Black Lodge. I will bring you to Magor. Together you must return to Azanarukar. Learn if the idol is a relic of Gorathul and destroy it. I'm skipping words that are whatever. Okay. So they're going to boost our
To Magor, so you may seek out this relic he saw.
stats with inspiration because this is meant to be a group quest, and
In
again,
the depths of Azanarukar, the sorceries of Gorathul have set into motion an evil that cannot be ignored. You have come with Magor into the dark reaches, and must end this threat before it is too late.
so here we go. So yeah, we're boosted up. Our morale's now around 11,300, up from 2,400. Here we are, Black Lodge, where once we came before, the deepest reaches of Azanarukar. I've come here often since we first met, though better equipped than on that adventure. The Lady of the Wood has given me a great elf stone, and many things have fled before its light. We should be cautious, as there were regmil here before, and I saw them carrying an artifact of great evil. I do not see them now, but they are surely not far. Let us proceed, friends. God damn it. Just me. Keep reminding me of that. And see what lies before us. Okay, we're going to follow Magor deeper into Azanarukar. I only hope that the elf stone given to me by Lady Galadriel will be enough to preserve our strength. There were Regmel here. Where have they gone? Let's say these patches on the ground are suspicious. Kairog lies in wait. Here we go. Oof, this is a big one. Okay. There's an area in Dark Souls 2 called the Black Gulch. It's a lot of Dark Souls 2 is not fun to play. The Black Gulch is an area that's really not fun. This brought flashbacks to that. The light of the elf stone shall awaken the beast. Can I not attack it? Okay, I can put a bleed on him. Good, my friends, he is cast down. The way ahead is clear. Wonder how they figure out the number to inspire you to. Maybe I've talked about this before. A lot of the times it feels like when you get inspiration, it turns everything into a cakewalk. I sense something terrible ahead. Can you feel it? Ebereth, preserve us. It is as we feared, the many forms of Grawalun, the Kairog, have been drawn to Azana whatever. Behold, they work some evil with the beacon of Gorothul. Carefully now. Let us get closer. Ooh, goes full stealth, tiptoe, nice. Kairog, as if, okay, and look, the beacon, it glows with a sickening light. Give me a moment to examine the artifact. Let's just... This must not be. It's worse than we feared. The Kairog are magnifying the power of Gorothul's beacon. They beseech Gwathnor to return. Now, Gwathnor went down pretty quickly. Quickly now, destroy the artifact before Gwathnor can blah blah blah. Okay, he's going to strike Kairog when they react to his destruction. Here we go. A wave of dread passes through you as the relic is destroyed, then is gone. Gwathnor, there he is. He must be... Oh, yeah, here we go. Full bore. Behold the light of the elves. There we go. The stone's going to boost her morale. Get rid of the dread. Should focus on some healing. Because I got to whittle this guy down. I'm going to put up a shield defense. Double shields. Gets me a little bonus protection. Okay, we must defeat the forms of... Okay. Behold the light of the elves. Okay, more of his strength has been driven from him. Oh. That might be the last creature, so maybe this is it for the light of the Elfstone shall weaken this beast. Yeah, maybe this one's to the death now. Stack some bleeds on him. Spend a little time healing just to make sure. Magor is in good shape, so that's good. The last of the Carrick's strength has been driven from where... Oh. Oh, okay. Didn't even see those two. The greatest challenge lies before us, friends. Okay, here we go. Oops. All right, got my gambits out of order. Let's do some healing so that when we are dealing with the final, hopefully, phase of the Mega Boss, we're at full strength. Instead of trying to play to disadvantage right off the bat. Oh yeah, no, there we go. It is done. The servant of Shadow and Flame is defeated once more. We have ended Gwathnor's growing strength and dispersed the forms of Grauwalun that were just drawn to Azanarukar. We have won a short victory, a small respite. Without the beacon of Gorthul, it will be some time before Gwathnor and his servants can again find the world above. But it will not last forever. We do not possess the means of destroying these creatures, lesser spirits though they be. They are beyond our ability. We can hinder them for a time and hope the peace we buy is worth the dangers. I feel it is. All right, there's chapter 6 done. Are you ready to leave? There's nothing to hold us here. We should return to the upper levels, where the air is clean.
From the great heights to the deepest depths, you sought for and destroyed the relics of Gorathul, delaying for a time his designs on Moria. Now all our eyes must look forward, across the shadowed forest of Mirkwood, to where the hosts of the enemy gather their strength.
All right, talk to Linglamel and
You have sent Gwathnor and Grauwalun formless into the depths, and not a moment too soon.
I cannot say if this is the last of the relics left by Gorathul and Moria. We have bought some time at least. As long as Gorathul remains alive, so too does the danger that he may create more such beacons. Once again drawing forth Gwathnor or Grauwalun. And the next time we may not find them before they achieve their full level of power. You must go now to Haldir on the Flet just outside of the Golden Wood, and tell him that the dwarves of the Iron Garrison have agreed to bring Mazog to Mirkwood on an indirect route that will not pass through Lothlorien, as requested. Tell him, too, that the expedition of the Golden Host must occur with as much haste as can be arranged. Too great a delay, and we may find ourselves hemmed between Dol Guldur on one side, and Gwathnor and Grauwalun reborn on the other. So, this is interesting. You know, when I was saying earlier, like, oh, if you talk to Haldir, you can skip book 8. I wonder if it's like they acknowledge, like, maybe people are sick of Moria, and they just want to keep going, keep that train moving. Because if that's the case, then they give you the option to skip that entirely. I would I would never do that. I'm a goddamn professional, but yeah. Because this is where were when we took book 8, so...
I will see you again when the time has come.
We are ready to leave as quickly as we are able, Black Lodge, but the preparations of the Golden Host cannot be hurried over much, lest we doom its mission to failure. It will take some time for the dwarves to bring Mazog to the edge of Mirkwood, and that will allow all the necessary preparations to be made. I hope you're ready when the time comes. Both the dwarves of the Iron Garrison and the elves of Lothlorien will rely on your courage and ability. I hope, too, that this expedition is not a mistake. It has been a long time since the forest bore the name Greenwood the Great. I'll see you again when the time has come. So we're going to go with the leggings of Accord. Let's get those leggings on, because it looks like it's going to be a set that's going to give us a bonus. Yeah, so if we have 3 on the set, we get extra fire mitigation, frost mitigation, shadow, acid. You see it. Whoops. Well, we did lose a little vitality. We did lose this intermittent weakness. On any damage, 10% chance to reflect. Nah, whatever.
We may have need of your help.
Yeah, this is small.
You offer it willingly.
That may be it then for book 8.
The Golden Host is at last ready to cross the river Alduin.
Yeah, it's taken a great while, Black Lodge, but at last the preparations are now complete. The Meladrim, the Golden Host of Lothlorien, are now ready to cross the river Anduin and assail the forces of Dol Guldur. I do not yet know the specifics of their plan, friend Warden, but it seems that the Golden Host is to have 2 objectives: to bring battle to the enemy in Dol Guldur at a time of our choosing, before he can attack the woods of Lothlorien in force, and to exchange Mazog, the prisoner of the Iron Garrison, for the captives in the dungeons of Dol Guldur. Your aid has been requested for both of these aims. Go now to Imlad Lalaith on the shores of the Anduin and speak to Raglin. He'll recount to you the details of each plan. Chapter 9. Book 9, I mean. So there we go. Another book done. Book 8 is in the books. So I didn't mean it to be that way. Volume 2, Book 8 is done, and now we're on to Book 9. I can't tell. The recording time of this is about 2 hours, and part of that 2 hours was me fumbling around like a moron with some of the puzzles, especially the water one. Maybe overthinking it a little bit. I was too smart for the puzzle. That was the problem. But I can't tell because I feel like early books were running like 2.5, 3 hours, and here I don't know if they're getting shorter. I mean, 2 hours feels like a good length. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just sort of wondering out loud, are they getting shorter? But regardless, thanks again for jumping in and hanging out for another book quest. This is Black Lodge Trivia Night. I'm Art. We're mainly a tabletop RPG actual play channel. If you're watching this, you already found the YouTube channel, so if you want, you can like and subscribe if this is your thing. As far as the tabletop actual plays, we've just started Symbaroum, and it was great, but the fates of the universe have been aligning against that game for a long time now, and at the time of this recording, we're having a little hiccup in our scheduling. So there's going to be a slight delay again, and we're also doing the Mithras Imperative Cold War spy game. That was the last, again, at the time of this recording, the last tabletop session that went up was one of those. If you want to check those out, there's audio versions of those as well. If you prefer, and you just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcast. But otherwise, I'm doing this. I'll be back with some more Ultima 5. I had an interesting session the last time. I tried some smash and grabs. One worked, one didn't go as planned. So it ended up being a shorter session that wasn't quite successful. So I'll have to regroup and figure out what to do there. Otherwise, thanks again for everybody that checks this out, and take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.